Hi guys, good morning. Today I am going to talk about my Paphiopedilum seedlings. These seedlings here, they are the ones that I received from flasks. If you can see my previous video, um, you'll see them, 10 of them that are still in the flask. And now I have deflasked them, as you can see. So these are not the 10 flasks, guys. In this tray, there's two types of orchids, and three are in the pots. So you call this one, guys, if you put those seedlings in one pot, they are called community pot or compote. So here, this is called Paphiopedilum vietnamese cross armeniacum. This is a Parvicepalum hybrid, and I think this is a primary hybrid. This one here is Pufflebeau cross malipons. I am actually upset about this, guys, because it's not as healthy as the other seedlings. If you compared it to this one here, cross malipons cross Wostner Wolk, as you can see, they are all healthy, as well as this one here and the rest in here. This one is not doing so good. As you can see, a lot are browning and they have this weird smell to them. They all receive the same culture, but this one is just not doing well. So yeah, I'm upset about this one. I have sprayed this one a fungicide and I've been putting it out in the air. So hopefully I can get even maybe 5 to 8 seedlings in this community pot. So today I am going to talk mostly about the potting media that I am using to my seedlings. And by the way, guys, there's two types of Paphiopedilum here. One is Lady Mirabelle cross Wostner Wolk. As you can see, you might wonder why these ones are in the community pot and these ones are in the pots or separate pots. It's because these ones here, when I deflask them, they are very loose. So it's easy to separate them. While this one here, to those of you who have tried deflasking Paphiopedilum, you know how the roots are so intertwined together, and sometimes the only way to separate them is to break the roots. And as possible, we want to avoid that from happening. So that's why these ones here, they're all together. So maybe we'll give it like a month or two to loosen the roots, and maybe we can start to separate them. Some people they leave the seedlings in a community pot for a long time. They even separate them when they're already mature, but it's up to you guys. You can decide when you want to separate the seedlings, as long as you think it is safe to put them in their individual pots and not to hurt the roots. Like these ones here, they're just too loose and very easy to separate. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the potting media that I use. You can see it's so obvious. You can see the perlite in there. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you. In this train here, these are the potting media that I use. The first cup here is that one, guys. That is a calcium stones. calcium stones is mainly used for these plants, Paphiopedilum, because in the wild they grow in limestone crevices, you know, where you can see these stones. So this one, guys, here, you can buy this one in any garden center that also sells pet foods as well, like those stores that sell chicken and chicken food, and like the horse food, or you know, those kind of garden centers. And the next one here, I've got two barks of separate separate thickness and sizes. This one here is the smallest one. This is I think 3 mm. This is for newly deflasked seedlings, and I've got a thicker one. This is mainly for the bottom of the pot. Next one here, this is the perlite. Perlite is mainly used for aeration. So this is that's the small types. Next one, this is called a pit moss, or I think it's pit moss, because this one here is the sphagnum moss. Pit moss, it is actually a good substitute for soil, but because we don't use soil for orchids, so this is a good substitute. You can even use this if you want to plant any types of seeds like vegetables and fruits. They grow well in this pit moss, guys. And the main use of this one is for water retention. It absorbs a lot of waters to prevent the plants from dehydrating. And this one is well, I think everyone knows about this one. This is the sphagnum moss. You have to be very careful when using this one. I don't think they are an ideal potting media for winter, and I'm gonna show you how in a minute, or I'm gonna show you why in a minute. This one here is the horticultural charcoal. So uses for this one is, they said it I think absorbs more water and makes the potting media sweet. That means it prevents the growth of bacteria and fungus. You know, like charcoal is sort of like an antibacterial thing. You know, like before, the only way I know how to use charcoal is for cooking. Nowadays they use charcoal in soaps, toothpaste, face masks, even in clothings. So yeah, so for plants it's for antibacterial and for prevention of fungus. Okay guys, so I'm gonna show to you why I'm not really a fan of sphagnum moss. Okay, so I'll show you a seedling here that I put a sphagnum moss on top of it. So it is really good for a water retention, and it also makes the plant stable in the pot. But the only thing I don't like about it is that it turns green over time. That's probably because of algae. So it doesn't look so appealing if you compare it to the ones that potted in bark and pit moss, a little bit of pit moss and perlite. And also guys, the reason you might see that I don't really use the big chunk of bark in here is because this one, guys, I put it at the bottom, because you'll see how the holes, I'll show you a pot here, this one, where the holes are big at the bottom. And you know, if you put the small size potting media, they would slowly come out. So it's advisable to use the big barks at the bottom to prevent the smaller barks from coming out. So you can see like this one here, this is what I'm talking about. Like this, if you put the smaller barks at the bottom, they're just gonna slowly come out. So it's better to use this one. So I basically just mix them all together, guys. Mix them all together, and this is the result here. And sometimes I use the sphagnum moss at the bottom as well. That would also do the trick, but I am careful about using this now, so I'm not really so much a fan of it. But just for the sake of it, I just wanted to show you the potting mediums that I used with my orchids. So again, guys, potting medium that I use: calcium stones. That's ideal for Paphiopedilums. A big size bark, small size bark, God, I even forgot the name about this one. I just mentioned a perlite. Sorry. This is the perlite. This is the pit moss. There. This one is sphagnum moss and the charcoal. So that's all, guys, and that's the finished product when you mix them all together. So far I don't see any problem. I see a bug flying in there. And also, guys, I would recommend that you do not deflask in the middle of winter or middle of summer. That is catastrophic to your seedlings. I've tried them before. I tried those deflasking in those times, but it's a disaster. So the best time to deflask, guys, is spring and autumn, where the weather is not too cold and not too hot. Okay, guys, I hope you like my video. Thank you for watching. Bye.